What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel. And before we get into this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, guys, it is now official, we are officially 26 subs away from 200. We're getting there, guys, we are getting there, closer and closer each and every single day. And as I have said in previous videos, if this channel gets to 200 subs, I will open up this Korean Strike of Neos booster box in its entirety on the channel, on the hopes to potentially pull this guy, Elemental Hero Air Neos, the so-called forbidden Yu-Gi-Oh card. Is it really forbidden? I don't think so. If this channel gets to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store, so be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below, on the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, Dark Magician, a Red as Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, maybe even a Trihorn Dragon, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel, on the hopes to potentially pull my second ever collector's rare, because if you guys missed out on my Genesis Impact box opening from about a couple of months ago, I pulled, as I take it out of the sleeve, a collector's rare Beat Cup from the Underworld. It is absolutely gorgeous, super gorgeous. And I'm planning on getting this graded at some point. I don't know when exactly, but I'm going to be getting this card graded. So if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want future episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue. Maybe you guys want future episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos. Maybe you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys have not done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this: Who should be next in line to face Seth freaking Rollins for the World Heavyweight title? Because this week's episode is basically going to be that. So we know that Braun Breaker last Tuesday on NXT actually challenged Rollins for said title, and we know that Braun Breaker, a lot of people are expecting him to jump ship over to the main roster, more specifically Monday Night Raw, because of his showing, because of some of his previous appearances on Raw last year. Not only teaming up with guys like Tommaso Ciampa and Finn Balor, but also regaining the NXT title from Dolph Ziggler the night after WrestleMania. Obviously, knowing Rollins, he's definitely going to accept the challenge. But aside from Braun Breaker, who else should be next in line? Well, obviously, I've comprised the list to 8 men, 8 superstars. And only one of them will earn that opportunity. But if you guys do not know, the Raw roster lists as follows, and I am on WWE.com here on my laptop. and so they do this in alphabetical order. So we have for the Raw roster, we have Akira Tozawa, Angel, Apollo Crews, Braun Strowman, who is now sidelined with an injury, unfortunately, Bronson Reed, Chad Gable, Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, Dexter Lumis, Dominic Mysterio, Drew McIntyre, Eric, Finn Balor, Giovanni Vinci, Gunta, Humberto, Ivar, JD McDonough, Jinder Mahal, Johnny Gargano, Kevin Owens, Kofi Kingston, Ludwig Kaiser, Marseille, Mansois, Matt Riddle, Odyssey Jones, Otis, Ricochet, Riddick Moss, no longer Madcap Moss, unfortunately. Let's see here. Sami Zayn, Sangha, obviously the champ himself, Shinsuke Nakamura, The Miz, Veer, and Xavier Woods. That is a long list of talent, but we also have let's not forget, we also have the free agents, which consists of Baron Corbin, Brock Lesnar, Cedric Alexander, Dolph Ziggler, Elias, Mustafa Ali, MVP, who now is more of a business manager, unfortunately, Omos, Shelton Benjamin, Von Wagner, and Zion Quinn. Obviously, I'm not going after the free agents because Brock Lesnar, there's no way in hell that Lesnar will want to go after the World Heavyweight title. Because he'll feel like that it's lessening himself as as one of the biggest box office draws in WWE, which I don't blame him for that. Omos, on the other hand, I can see him challenging Rollins, but again, I'm not targeting the free agents. I'm actually just targeting the Raw talent. So when you think about the World Heavyweight title, one name comes into mind, and that's obviously Triple H, especially the WWE World Heavyweight title. You think of Triple H becoming the first champion and holding it for quite some time. And obviously we know over the years several Hall of Famers have held that title. Obviously Triple H, guys like Edge, guys like Mark Henry, guys like who else can I think of? Guys like Batista and John Cena, you know the legends, the Hall of Famers of this business. Christian and who else can I think of? Randy Orton, Booker T is definitely another one that comes into mind. Rey Mysterio, Undertaker, all these Hall of Famers and legends took the World Heavyweight title and made it mean something. They brought honor and prestige into that title. But now that the title is back after 10 years, it ties with the question of who should be next in line to face Rollins for said title. And honestly, again, there's a long list of talent who are more than deserving of challenging Rollins for the title. And the 8 men that I see challenging him for that title: Bronson Reed, Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, Gunta, Shinsuke Nakamura, Xavier Woods, and Jinder Mahal. Bronson Reed because of the fact that look how dominant he's been. Look how dominant he has been since joining Monday Night Raw and coming back to WWE from being released from what was like a year or two ago. Bronson Reed has just been on a tear as of late, and I feel like it's if a guy like him can definitely become a potential threat to Seth Rollins as champion. Then you got Cody Rhodes. Obviously the matches that he's had with Rollins, 5-star matches, easy 5-star matches. But I can definitely see the 4th encounter being for the World Heavyweight title becoming another 5-star classic. But we know that tonight on Raw, Cody Rhodes will actually be facing off against The Miz in a Money in the Bank qualifying match where the winner will actually qualify for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match in London. So it's interesting because if Cody Rhodes does win Money in the Bank, we all know he's gonna target Roman Reigns. He's not gonna target Seth freaking Rollins because his father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, had already won the World Heavyweight title. And I'm not talking about the WWE title. No. I'm talking about the WCW World Heavyweight title, the big gold belt. If you guys remember the world title from 10, 11 years ago, Dusty Rhodes won that very title, but it was embedded with WCW. So Cody Rhodes will not target Rollins. He's gonna target Roman Reigns, and he'll become champion that way. Which, I mean, if it's the only way for Rhodes to finish the story, I say go for it. Then you got Damian Priest. We know that last week on Raw, Damian Priest had a huge showing against Seth Freakin Rollins, damn near picking up probably the biggest victory of his career. But if it wasn't for Finn Balor, and his interference, Damian Priest, in my opinion, could very may well have won. There's no denying it. So it ties with the question: are we going to see Damian Priest become a babyface after over a year? It's very possible, but we will see. But I can definitely see a rematch coming for Damian Priest. Now, Dominic Mysterio, I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are thinking, wait a minute, why him? Why him? He's an ass. Yeah, I'll admit, yes, he is an ass. But he's an ass with tremendous potential. Think about that, guys. Even he knows. He might not want to, mentally, he doesn't want to admit it, but in his heart, he knows that if it wasn't for his father, Rey Mysterio, the Hall of Famer, he would not have signed his contract with WWE. And even the world knows that if it wasn't for Rey's rivalry with Eddie Guerrero over Dominic, the world would not have known who Dominic Mysterio truly was. So Dom needs to thank both Eddie and Rey for a huge opportunity to be working in front of the entire world of the magnitude that he's at now. It's all because of Rey and Eddie. But with the amount of victories he's had since joining WWE 3 years ago, I truly believe that right there has the potential for Dom to again possibly challenge Rollins for said title, which is very possible, but only time will tell. Now, as far as Gunther, on the other hand, there's no denying how dominant he's been. He's been dominant. He's dominated WWE for years, man, going all the way back to 2019. Literally at the beginning of 2019, when he debuted on NXT UK, targeting Pete Dunne or Butch now and the NXT UK title. He wins the title at NXT TakeOver New York, and he immediately rose to main event superstardom after that one match. And since then he's been dominant. 870 days as the NXT UK champion. He could have held the title for 1,000 days or more, which honestly, that would have been amazing. That would have been a huge feat. A feat that right now Roman Reigns has already done. Literally 1,010 days. So he's right now like 17 days away from breaking Pedro Morales' record, which is amazing. Don't get me wrong on that, it's amazing. But Gunther, he's been Intercontinental Champion for a year. For literally an entire calendar year. And it's only going to get better and better from here. And I can definitely see Gunther being a big threat. You want to talk about Bronson Reed being a threat? Gunther is probably one of the biggest threats to Seth Rollins' reign as champion. Plain and simple. Now, Shinsuke Nakamura, We know the battles those two had over the years. Again, instant classics. No denying it at all. I can see that match taking place once again. Xavier Woods, he's had such tremendous showing since Kofi got injured, since Big E got injured. Think about some of the biggest matches he's had. Becoming King of the Ring. Becoming NXT Tag Team Champion. A feat that Woods never achieved when he was competing on NXT, and that was becoming a champion there. He couldn't achieve it, but he was able to this past December. What else? Taking Roman Reigns to the absolute limit, beyond his limit. What was it, sometime last year, if I remember correctly? Yeah, I think it was like sometime last year or a couple of years ago. And that right there says a lot about Woods, but he might, I think, out of all 8 of these men, Woods and this next one are probably going to be two of the sleepers in this batch. But who's the final one? Jinder Mahal. I know what you guys are thinking. Why Jinder? Well, it's obvious. He's a former WWE champion. He's a former United States champion. And he's managing arguably one of the biggest threats to the entire tag team division on Raw, and that's Indus-Sher. We knew that Veer, with Veer's first run on Raw, it was not going to end well. It was just a way to fill in spots for the card every Monday on Raw. But now that Sangha is with Veer once again, and all 3 men are now on Raw, Indus-Sher now has a chance to truly shine and flourish as a top tag team. For all we know, we could see them as babyfaces for all we know. But who exactly will be eliminated from this list? Obviously, Dominic Mysterio. He still has, in my opinion, he still has a lot to prove. I feel like even being a part of the Judgment Day, learning from Rhea Ripley, learning from Damian Priest and Finn Balor, he still has a lot to learn. He still has a lot of time to grow. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. Now, I will say Jinder Mahal, he has all the tools to be a champion once again, but I think with everything that he has been dealing with the last few years, I don't think he's going to be a champion again. I don't think he's going to wrestle as much as we saw him wrestle in NXT, and as we saw him wrestle, what was it, in the last several years, when he became WWE champion and whatnot. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. Cody Rhodes on the other hand, he's competing in the men's. He's gonna potentially qualify for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. So the best way for him to finish the story is by qualifying for said Money in the Bank ladder match and just targeting Roman Reigns. So I don't see that match happening any time soon. Now, as far as Gunther, don't get me wrong, Gunther is a great Intercontinental Champion, but it comes down to. It comes down to who would want the victory more, Gunther or Seth Rollins. If you really think about it, it would be Rollins. Gunther doesn't need the world title. He only wants the Intercontinental title. He wants to make that IC title mean more to the WWE and the WWE universe than people will give him credit for. So Gunther versus Rollins, don't see that happening. Woods, on the other hand, yes, he does have all the skill and all the tools necessary to be a singles champion, but he needs to try and rack up even more. He needs to rack up at least another good batch of of victories before he can truly challenge Rollins for said title. Damian Priest, don't get me wrong, he has, again, I would love to see that match again, but with the injury that he sustained, there's been rumors going around saying that he is injured and he'll be out for several months, potentially for an entire year, which is possible. But I don't see that rematch happening anytime soon. It's possible that we could see it, but only time will tell. Which then obviously brings us to two: Bronson Reed and Shinsuke Nakamura. The way I see it, Bronson Reed, he's only been back in WWE for several months. Shinsuke Nakamura has only been on Raw for only a month. If you think about it, both these men are world travel superstars. They both everywhere they've gone, they've won championship gold. Whether it was New Japan Pro Wrestling, whether it was Pro Wrestling Noah or whatever, they have always won championships. But it comes down to who would want the match more, Bronson Reed or Shinsuke. My opinion, as crazy as it sounds, Bronson Reed. The way I see it, if we get Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins, it would basically be an awesome case of David versus Goliath, because Seth Rollins, he has been in the ring with some of the biggest men in WWE. Guys like Kane, guys like Mark Henry, guys like Big Show, guys like Undertaker, guys like Omos, and guys like Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar, and of course as well Roman Reigns and what in the like. But Bronson Reed could potentially be the biggest threat to Rollins' reign as champion. So sorry guys. Sorry guys. I'm on the CVS pharmacy website, and one of my prescriptions came in. Yes, I am on prescribed medication, but that's irrelevant. I apologize, guys. I apologize, guys, but anyway, guys, yeah, again, Bronson Reed, I truly believe that it has to be Bronson Reed. If it's not him, I don't think there's gonna be anybody that'll take the title off of Rollins. But with that said, guys, again, the question of the day: who should be the one to face Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title? Let me know down in the comments below. And that will do it for this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.